Pilot Spoiler Tournament 2024. We got the top 16 for you today. It's game 2 between Suggestions Welcome and Ugler Mosen, fighting for a spot in the quarterfinals. Commentating, we have Clear Mouse and Werfjig, and tracking is Arya Stark 2942. Say hello, everybody.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Good news, everyone. We have a pilot spoiler match between Aerie and Telethar versus Hayfield and Nobly. This is game 2. In their best of 3 series, Aerie and Telethar are up 1-0, so I think they're hoping to close this thing out. And then Werf, you might be here scouting out a future opponent. Am I correct?
No, of course not. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here for the community. I'm here to pay it forward. There's no ulterior motives at all.
Right, absolutely not. I do believe that these guys would like some boots. That is one of. Do you think they're gonna pick up any shields? And potentially for practice of facing you guys?
Probably not on purpose, and I'm pretty sure they wouldn't need the practice, honestly.
Oh no. I mean, well, yeah. I mean these guys are still waiting for an opponent, and you, Flipio, have advanced on your side of the mini bracket, and yeah, the winner of Flip and Werf will be facing the winner of the series, either going to be Aerie, Telethar, or Hayfield and Nobly. This is gonna be really interesting, I think.
Yeah, I'm really excited in seeing how these guys do. I've played a lot against Telethar, but not with Aerie as the runner. So we're off. We're already seeing a split difference. Hayfield's start is 300 times better.
Yes, actually, that's mathematically correct. And we know the technically correct thing is the best kind. We actually always see Telethar. Yeah, so at second 0, Telethar and Nobly are going to get the log, and looks like we have explored a little bit. We don't actually know quite where boots are, but in this case, looks like the money's going to be pretty important. Hayfield's already off to just a little bit of head start over Aerie in order to go buy some bombs with the money that we have here. Maybe Mini Molar?
Yeah, Mini Moldrum seems appropriate. I find it hard to believe that they would just save and quit straight for these bombs without going somewhere that's not in the Lost Woods CAC area. So I expect to see them follow directly to Mini Moldrum. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if there's a flute or boots here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it gives you one of the reasons why we want early bombs, or I mean, resources in general. But well, why are we Midi Moldorm lining this cave? Something good has to be here. And as you mentioned, if we can save fewer trips into CAC, the better. However, it does look like with those bombs, we're gonna go to Agina as well. Maybe there's boots here. Maybe there's flute here.
Yeah, this.
I'm quite far off track.
Okay, glove start.
Glove, good. Yeah, more money. Okay.
Okay. Ooh.
Maybe Zora?
Yeah,
we'll
maybe.
See. I mean,
the 2 300s are pretty suspicious. Because you're set for money now for the entire seed, unless you need Zora, in which case then you probably pick up stuff here and there.
Yeah, and in fact, actually, yeah, I think game 1 maybe was actually a little bit tighter on money as well. I think there was 1 300 maybe available, but yeah, thinking about Bottle Mender, thinking about Pod, maybe even Dig Game. Okay, we have a nice safety here in the dam. We are gonna drain it as well. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna take kind of a mini Moldorm to the dam, presumably to Agina. That's where Aerie ended up going. Probably under Telethar's guidance in order to go get the flute out of Agina. So we're gonna actually get a single dip CAC. It's actually really nice.
Yeah, it's I guess I haven't seen a bottle yet, so there's a possibility that we'll be needing that as well. But being able to have the flute before you even take a step into Kakariko is huge.
Yeah. Speaking of huge, we also have Samari here in Lost Woods. And the fact that we have a flute pretty early does, we can just kind of come back to Kakariko kind of anytime we want, right? And we really just kind of mitigate the pressure of trying to really do things because we want to come back to Cap presumably at least one more time to go into the Dark World, maybe, once we end up getting our Dark World access.
Yeah, speaking of mitigating the pressure, there's no better feeling than opening up the spoiler log and immediately telling your runner, hey, walk to Agina Cave.
Yeah, exactly. It's I think there's initial, first a little bit of scrambling to be okay, Agina, okay, we need a bomb. How do we get a bomb, right? And then in this case, presumably Hayfield just normally starts at Link's house, and then we get kind of, get very fortunate to get bailed out by 300, and then we can go, hey, there's a bottle.
There's the bottle, yeah.
and then we can just go buy bombs. And yeah, like one whole, you basically, how long does it take to walk to Akina? Like a minute or something? It's so nice for the pilot.
It's really nice.
Oh.
This is really interesting to see Hayfield going to Eastern without activating this flute.
Yeah, maybe we're thinking we can just really make the most of our Kakariko trip, because I mean, where we have glove, can we maybe get a hammer and then a pearl and then just activate flute and then just, go into Dark World already? Maybe it's not worth it. I don't know, because you have a flute.
Oh,
that sword's pretty nice though.
Just for the sword, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Also, I've noticed our tracker has marked our pendants and crystals for us. So it looks like we're not going to be seeing any of Eastern. Unless there's something in like the big key chest, which you'd really want boots for. I think that would be Hayfield's opportunity to jump in there and grab either Cannonball or Map Chest.
Oh yeah, that's a good point actually. Good point. Yeah, because it's certainly, if you're already at Saha, regardless of whether you got there by flute or walking or running or whatever, you're pretty much halfway already to Eastern, right? So you may as well take advantage of that. But yeah, that being said, yeah, Ari's done a very nice job marking everything for us. Pendant Mire, Pendant Swamp, and Pendant Eastern. Now the first thing, certainly before this tournament, kind of set aside some new rules. Nice other glove here in Sikit.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, the 2 bottles were pretty useful. I was gonna say, so potentially, with Pendant Swamp, we may not, depending on what's in the back or what else is hookshot luck, we may not have to see the hookshot. Now that being said, it is tournament rules that we must have the hookshot and the bow in order to be able to complete the seed. Before we go beat Ganon. Nothing's gonna like hard, stop you obviously from having the hookshot. You just tournament rules, right?
Yeah.
So.
And that came into play fairly recently for us.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, in our last match against MM2 and Skelly, we had to go out of our way to get a bow, even though we had. Yeah, Pod and Eastern were both pendants, so it's definitely come up in this tournament once. Nice B strats. Unfortunately, B not pulling the weight today.
Do you know what would have made the B stay on the screen forever? If we use the Be My Honey MSU, I'm sure Ari is not using that, so he kind of like nerfed the B's powers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact, by the way. Just saying. It's actually not, but it is fun to think about it.
Yeah, play the music, release the Beyond Mothula.
Exactly, yes. Oh, was that
we
a pearl? We saw that in Zelda Cell? Okay.
Pearl out of Zelda Cell. So that, okay. I was just thinking about the implication for that means for boots, and I guess it just means, Dark World.
Yeah, somewhere in Dark World.
Okay, well, it looks like we're going to start seeing Hayfield go through all those Kakariko checks that Ari just did, and Ari's going to go down into Zelda Cell and grab that Moon Pearl. Any thoughts on the initial routes for this seed?
I like the rushing flute to be like, that's right now, given that we don't really have much more of movement items, like no hookshot, certainly no boost, as you said, like flute is one of like the biggest things that we can get, and we can be a single dip Kakariko like in this case, so I definitely really like that. Now that being said, like Nobly and Hayfield did go to Saha earlier for the sword without the flute. I mean, which is still still fine. I think it's going to be probably a little bit slower, but still just having that early comfort, I think it's still still fine. And we also did see Nobly pick up Nobly Hayfield pick up powder and a heart container from the dam. And again, it's all about like your survivability, right? Right now, we're at a very whopping inflated 4 hearts on Hayfield's side, compared to the 3-heart green mail that that Ari's on right now.
I'm a little curious. Do you think it was a matter of convenience for Ari to grab that book just because we don't know if we need it or not?
It's possible, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do we think that there's potentially a little bit of room for error? Speaking of error.
Oh yeah.
It's a little spooky with those bombs. It was a bit tough coming into escape. You could see Ari was trying to farm a little bit of bombs, walking down, and obviously no B to save him there. But yeah, walking in here with no magic with that Samaria and no sword makes it a pretty tight escape. But it's Ari, he clutches it out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the
you know, and I think he probably I actually don't remember for sure, but you know, I think he probably was part of the 2021 I think main tournament, which was I think all standard hard mode like the whole time, and so you really learn how to do bomb escape, you know.
yeah, that's the tournament where you learned your bomb escape and you learned all of your prize packs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, that being said, like Jem's bringing up some of the, you know, in chat. It's like, you know, we could have actually just taken maybe a one-off to Saha, you know, with a post flip before escape. You know, maybe, you know, yeah, alleviate the bomb pressure a little bit because you know, Nobly and yeah, like they both went to win mini Moldorm, you know, on bombs. And so, you know, even though we just start with 10, you know, not really the you know, like afterwards, right? It's kind of like a variable number of bombs you'll have left, kind of depending on what the RNG is. Speaking of bombs, we're actually going to buy more bombs on Hayfield side. Okay, so next, so my first question still stands. Where are the boots? Are we close yet, yet? Are the boots in Thieves Town? Is that the meme? That's why we're here, right?
Well, I don't know. Since I just opened the spoiler myself, so I don't know how much I actually want to
Okay.
want to share. But it you know, this seems like a good play. We're seeing Hayfield coming in as well, looking to do, realizing that he has the mitts.
We
That's not
don't
the
have
mitts
quite
yet.
the miss right. Yeah, Arya's tracking is definitely very accurate. We have not talked to Sick Kid yet. It's actually very good realization, both on Hayfield and Nobly side, because, you know, when you kind of get pretty sad, you know, like once you walked further up and then you're just like, why can't I lift the rock? Or like, you know, where have I gone? You know, type of thing. Yeah, but you know, just a slight detour. A little bit unfortunate, but you know, again, it's better earlier than later. So we are gonna go into Dark World, and yeah, what do we get out of Thieves Town? A bow?
We got a bow, yeah.
Okay.
A bow, and I believe nope, that's just a bow, and a sword.
Oh, and a sword. Yes, thanks, Arya. That's right. We have mitts now. We didn't have mitts before. All right, looks like we're also gonna dip into Skullwoods. Potentially this could be if maybe just gonna need something in the front, just gonna, you know, drop in, save and quit, and then go somewhere else. Unless of course there's a magic small key in here that we can, you know, use it and get out. Looks like Ares is gonna drop down. Yeah, it's a very, I think I won't say like you know, common, but it's certainly, you know, not uncommon, especially when you need something in the front of Skullwoods. Our loadout maybe is not the most desirable right now to go kill Mothula. So especially if we need something in the front, let's just go get it and then save and quit and just come back. You know.
Yeah. And
pot key.
Like in a lot of other modes, Skullwood's keys are completely like it's whatever, because you can even not logically get to Moth and, you know, mostly full clear the dungeon. I think you just need one small key, but in spoiler it makes a huge difference because you definitely don't want to make a second trip up to the Lost Woods.
Oh yeah, and yeah, you know, the travel time, everything that you do, in spoiler has an impact, right? There's no, oh, maybe my opponent will spend extra time searching for, you know, the quick medallion, right, or something, and then you're just like, oh well, you don't really have that here in spoiler. So
it's all routing, it's all execution.
Mm-hmm.
I understand I said that it's all two separate things, but
yeah,
trust me.
but with our powers combined, you know, we will be able to have a coherent and in theoretical success, you know, towards the seed. Now, yeah, okay, we did find the hook shot in Skullwood's pinball room. By the way, also Telethar, also well, Eri, opening up compass chest in Skullwoods, a nice heart piece. You know, it's the slow and steady way in order to go get health, you know, literally was right there. Pretty free heart piece to pick up, and you know, we only need 2 more to get that 4th one.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah, it's not completely free. This does cost time, and it's time that like I wouldn't necessarily want to. Although I take that back because the pod key's right here. So then yes, I'm not a friendly pilot.
We actually do see, by the way, Nobly skipping the heart piece here in compass chest. All right, we're just gonna go get like the major things. We're gonna get hook shot. We got a pod key here. Yeah, and we are going to get a little bit of inefficiency on Aries' side, just because it would have been faster if the plan had gone as intended, right? In order to be able to bomb jump over, but it's fine, not too big of a deal. Just literally right back up the mountain and then just continue on our path. I can taste the boots. I'm sure they're coming. For full disclosure, I have not seen the spoiler log because it gets posted at again like minute 0, and so then everyone is surprised together as to where all the items are. This is the last step before boots. Okay, all right. Well, okay. But by the way, Ari, here also with us, giving some personal commentary on his side. Everything's binary, don't worry. Yeah, another nice thing about spoiler, races in general, you can watch the restream, you can watch your opponent, you can see where they are. That's actually, I think, part of the strategy. Actually, how much of your opponents do you watch, or when you pilot?
I don't.
Okay.
I do my own thing. I was wondering where that hammer was gonna be. Ooh, and
Hammer
lamp is
Super
nice
Bunny.
too.
Oh yeah, I think
just
Ari is a big fan of that lamp.
Yeah, just because coming up here to Super Bunny, I was curious because you're skipping all of Mini Moldorm Cave. You don't have a mirror. Or sorry, not Mini Moldorm. You're skipping all of Paradox Cave. You don't have a mirror. It's like, well, what are you coming up here that wouldn't be faster to just use the TR portal later? And I guess hammer and a lamp that counts.
Oh yeah. Especially given that we worked so hard to get this hook shot, other than just like a pod key.
But to answer Oh, sorry. So I was just gonna say, to answer your earlier question, I don't typically watch my opponents until I have my route done.
Okay. I think it's very fair. Yeah.
Yes. That was definitely
I see.
a little bit of a miscommunication there.
I see. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, okay, maybe we didn't need that chest. It's fine. Well, we just got the, we got like a buy one get one free ride, ticket. So fun in Hookshot Cave. We got to do it twice.
And it looks like we're converging now. It looks like we are. We're both going to pod.
Yeah, we got a pod key. Ooh, maybe not quite yet. We're going to go get a potion. Okay. This is fine. Probably from some safety, it's my guess. We got 2 blue potions. Okay, so it looks like money is probably not going to be used outside of maybe just like pod money, because Hayfield was a big spender. Bought 2 blue potions.
Makes sense. I'm always curious about how, like, the value of these blue potions in spoiler when you're only sitting on 4 hearts, 3 or 4 hearts. It's like greens are so much cheaper.
They are. I mean, well, I guess if you have the money to spare.
Yeah, and having a blue, like in particular for Ice Palace, like doing the cold stare fight with full health versus not, like having beams is pretty important, especially if you're trying to save some magic for the second phase. You can do some beam dupes there and have a couple fire rod shots to hopefully take it home. Prevent a very long fight.
Yeah, and cold stare, just like any other very extremely dangerous boss, like has a very strong reputation to kind of cause people to lose their NMG runs, to throw away 3 minutes of your time, cleaning out the dungeon. So the faster you can defeat the buffs, the better it is for you. I mean, for multiple reasons, right? One, you're preventing deaths, but also 2, you're saving time.
So what do we have in here? We've got 3 keys, a big key. It certainly does look like we're finishing this dungeon.
A bow and a hammer and a lamp. Yeah, looks pretty good. Single dipping pod, always desirable. I mean, you can certainly double dip pod. You are allowed to do that. Sometimes it's actually probably better, depending on what the cost is. However, that being said,
I understand it in my heart, but
yes, yeah. But I mean, like, if it's a one and done type of dungeon, that's also fine, right? That's that's what your goal is. Okay, Telethar did tell Ari about the compass chest. That is a good pilot sometimes. I personally have forgotten about that chest that had blue mail.
And there they are.
On the way to Rupee Basement. Yes, we have finally... Ooh, okay, Ari actually got a death warp out. Where, interesting. Maybe he was just on low enough health?
I don't know. He had 3 out of 4 hearts, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I guess there's probably just nothing else that we need here.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. It looks like, like, and Hayfield is going to, I guess, run out? I'm not really sure what's faster. This is more of one of those things like, can someone please time this for me?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe this is actually a little bit faster then? Because maybe with, like, the whole switch situation? I don't know, because like I'm seeing Nobly right now, or like Hayfield like running out. Oh, maybe there's something Stealthless Basement?
Ooh, if there is something Stealthless Basement, this will be interesting, because we'll probably see...
Oh.
If Ari wants that cape, he'll probably finish Pod, go back in for that Stalfos, and then save and quit.
Okay, oh, Ari already has the cape. Okay, right, Arya's already bought that. Yes, yes. Then
Never
maybe
mind.
Ares... Yeah, then maybe Ares' route is a little bit better, because he already went through Bollock's side, I guess. It must have been happening like the first time then. Yeah. Okay, well... Then I don't know which route's better.
Yeah.
Because like warping, like walking out certainly, you know, is a little bit, you know, I think, you know, we've had a good amount of screen shares, but also like the death animation is also still like it's like 9 or 10 seconds or something like that. So you know, like it's, you may not think it like is that long, but it actually is quite some time. So you know, I'm kind of curious.
True. I guess without that cape.
Oh right.
Without that cape, it probably would have been faster just to walk back out. But yeah, and these are kind of like the little, you know, like we know when we talk about, you know, like kind of like macro routing, it's like, okay, here are all the items, you know, like in this parts of the world, try and get there as soon as efficient as you can. That's part of the routing, right? But also like within dungeons, like the micro routing is also pretty important. You know, I mean, just like regular, you know, you go through like the log, you know, yourself in how do you run a dungeon efficiently? Like you can actually give a good amount of time, you know, or gain a good amount of time over your opponent. Time is so much more valuable in Spoiler because so many of these races are determined by seconds rather than minutes. Like even you mentioned dungeons, even overworld, even stuff as early as Kakariko, going into CAC and being like, hey,
if you can save a trip in, yeah, it's big.
If you can save a walk out of Blind's Hut, that could be the 10 seconds that you need in the end of the game.
Yeah, and sometimes people also just kind of like, you know, I won't say necessarily like write off, but like, you know, like after a certain point, I guess like when, you know, the collective team hits like go mode, right? You don't need any more items. It's, you know, primarily, you know, up to probably like the rest of the runner's execution. Like, and then at that point, it's just like, okay, well, you know, just try and make up, you know, as much time as you can, right? But you know, like all the investment you put in, you know, before, right, will also give you, you know, give your runner some extra buffer potentially for execution, you know, as well. So it's all of this stuff matters. You know, as you said, like the margin of winning Spoiler is very it can be very narrow.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting to see Ari coming here for what I assume is this sword.
Oh, okay. Okay, we saved and quit out of Pod, and I guess we just kind of walked over here. Oh, right. We don't have mirror. Wait, where's this mirror? Oh, we may not need a mirror, actually, now that I think about it, because...
Oh, yes. Sorry,
because the swamp is appended.
I've looked at the spoiler log. I don't know how much to give away.
No, I mean, it's fine. I mean, like, if we need the mirror, we need the mirror, you know?
So, we'll see. Like, I agree that Saha's sword was always going to be a one-off. However, if this is a Thieves Town play, then I'm... Oh, never mind. I'm misreading. I thought that there was another sword in here. My bad.
Oh, okay. Okay, all good. You should tilt flip that, you know? Think of like a progressive shield as like, oh, I definitely read this as a progressive sword, sorry.
Yeah. It's
I have done that before.
Yeah, you definitely want to spell, you want to give your runner as much information because a lot of times the routing is a two-person job. The problem is that when you share when you're so free with your information, it's really hard to trick them into picking up stuff that they don't want.
Speaking of mirror.
Yeah, mirror on catfish.
Oh, sorry, Flip. Sorry, Flip. Look, you're not in the booth with me, okay? Your partner is, and we gotta strategize here.
We gotta figure out how to make it happen.
That's right. Otherwise, you know what's gonna happen to your team name.
We've only got a minimum of 2 games left.
Exactly. Okay, yeah, so this is kind of interesting because okay, I kind of see, yeah, in this case, Jem is saying that they did skip the book in the front of Escape. So I guess that must be our Dusty Palace access because in this case, yeah, Meyer is a pendant. So, we may not have to go into the desert or the mire area, and so if we don't need that, then we don't have the mirror. We can just use the book as access.
Yeah, I think a mirror is hard required in this seed based on the spoiler log.
Okay, okay.
Because we do have. There's this thing in Swamp that we want. There's the things in Swamp that we want. No, only one thing. Anyway.
Well,
sorry,
I mean, that's exactly but that's where Payfield is going right now. We definitely got both things. In Light World, like the dam and the drain items. So okay, yeah. Well, then if that's the case, then we will definitely be needing that mirror, and then Ari and Telthar will have to go back and get it at some point. Now, I think I still agree with the fact that you like if you're gonna go to Catfish, you don't necessarily have to do it right after Pod. But also, I think it's fine to do what Hayfield and Nobly did, which is basically run out of Pod, and go to Catfish.
Yeah. I can't think of a better time to do it, honestly, unless you needed something like Graveyard Ledge, or if you were killing Aghanim and you're able to save and quit the pyramid, or if Sank and Quit were legal.
Save and Quit is legal pre-mirror, no Aga, and post-Aga, yeah. But that won't happen here, unless it's somehow a very late Aga seed on Lumberjack or something. Okay. So it looks like maybe we're gonna go do the north version. I guess we're just coming back for Skullwoods then?
Well, it depends on where that fire rod is, right?
Good point. We don't have a fire rod, so we're gonna have to. So we're skipping Skullwoods. Okay. What is it exactly? This is the exact path that you're supposed to be taking, straight out of Village of Outcast. Let me post the email for evidence.
So what is up here that we need? It's Bombos. Okay. So that makes sense. So we probably have the classic Firelocked fire.
Yeah.
So Bombos is going to be our entry into Ice Palace to get our fire rod, most likely.
Yeah, it could be for what it's worth, Ultimate Turtle Rock. That is also a fairly less desirable place for it to be. That is also our entry into Turtle Rock as well as Bombos.
That's true. I got. Oh man, if fire rod was in Turtle Rock, that would be it. Those seeds always make me laugh.
Yeah.
Those seeds always make me laugh.
Yeah, I do not like those kinds of seeds. Again, there's always one of those things where it's like, thank you for having the spoiler log, because I do not want to play this by myself, right? And trying to just like blind look for stuff, and you're just like, and then you are very sad when you last location.
So
fire rod and laser bridge, and then you have to go back to roller roof or something,
There's our ice rod and big key chest.
Always a great location, by the way. Not only is it an pendant swamp, it's a pendant left side swamp.
So we're gonna see. It looks like Hayfield Bay is gonna finish this dungeon, and they're gonna get rewarded with a medallion to a dungeon that they would probably prefer not to go into. So I need to look. Oh, yep.
Okay, looks like we are going to. So it is a pseudo all dungeon seed. Is that what you're telling me? No Eastern Palace, but we have to go to Swamp and Mire.
We definitely do, unfortunately. So this is gonna be a long one.
Well, I can't wait then. If you are so, I always get so helpful, to being able to, you see Pendant Mire, Pendant Swamp. Oh man, I would love to not be able to do these, and then. Surprise!
Yeah, chat. Myers green pendant, and we definitely need the Saha goodies.
Okay. All right, let's see what's in there. GT big key maybe. We're missing also like a lot of TR small keys and the TR big key. We're missing Desert Palace big key. We're missing a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah. This is actually around the time. I'm gonna go ahead and out myself as not a great pilot, but this is around the time where I can finally stop looking for actual progression to complete the seed.
Okay.
So it's around the 30-minute mark where I start going, okay, it's time to start looking for heart pieces and heart containers for my.
Oh, okay.
For my runner.
I'm beginning to get a little bit of empathy for how Flip experiences the. I have no idea what your team name is, by the way, but yes, like the team pilot spoiler experience. And Flip still voice those shields? Really? You know?
Yeah,
We
somehow.
played Zaha goodies? We left after Quake? We didn't catch
Sorry?
the pendant? Sorry, do we
Oh.
need Quake or do we need the green pendant?
We need Quake. Quake is our
Okay.
Mire entry, and
okay.
Mire is our green pendant.
Oh,
So-
I got. Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
So
you're
actually,
right.
this
Sorry,
kind of
panicking.
this actually kind of brings me back to my initial thought of maybe the the tempered sword. So I was curious on whether the tempered sword was going to be good, considering where all the other swords were. And when I said that, initially I thought that the attic chest in Thieves Town was a sword. So that was my bad.
Okay.
But the last sword is in Mire. And so we'll likely see that as Hayfield's third sword, as opposed to going all the way to Spec Rock.
Okay,
which,
yeah,
you know,
because it was. Where in Mire's the sword? Like what chest?
It's in the spike chest. So it's
okay.
it's relatively free. The only problem is that you're committing to giving your runner like Argus has the you could save some time on Argus with Tempered Sword, and then
Yeah, especially.
yeah, in general, just like how many in particular bosses you're fighting with that sword. It looks like you're not really forced to do very many of them. So I kind of like the idea of Master Sword Argus in this seed, but again, I'm not an excellent pilot.
I mean, it might also depend on runner's strengths, right? Like for example, like like Airy and also like Flapil, right? These are extremely talented NMG runners, right? Put tempered and boots in their hands, and then it's just it's almost like autopilot, so like I think like the value of Tempered Sword, for runners like them is probably higher for what it's worth than like, giving them like, let's say Master Sword versus, someone else maybe who, doesn't do like Zero Cycle Argus, with Tempered Sword, or just, maybe even has like stronger Master Sword, as in where the Tempered Sword maybe doesn't give them that much value, then like, I do think it's kind of runner specific, but I'm also okay. Yeah.
Sometimes as a pilot, you want to slow your runner down, so it gives you more time to think.
That's yes. Yes.
I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but I've definitely been there.
Yeah. And like I think both decisions are pretty, defensible. Because again, like on the one hand, right, you see a sword and you're just like, okay, yeah, like especially early when Airy and Telethar got their Spec Rock sword. Gave Telethar some more time to think about it, think about things.
Yeah.
But then, also like having an earlier sword can also, it's just more time for you to get a better return on your investment. Now that being said, though, like Spec Rock versus Spike Cape sword for Mire is actually, quite significant in terms of time difference. So you may not be able to make that time back.
And same with the Saha, although that was significantly earlier.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
I guess like you were saying, the earlier you can get those, the more they pay off. So we're seeing Hayfield Bay complete Thieves Town, which they got their Desert Big out of that.
Yeah, Desert Big and Thieves Town Attic.
Okay, and it looks like we're gonna see Airy go ahead and do Ice right now. I think that Hayfield Bay is going, and Nobly, I think they're going to go to Mire first before Ice, unless there's something in Ice they need. I can see them doing that and getting their third sword before coming to Cold Stare, because that
that's a great point.
Yeah, Cold Stare is definitely one of those bosses that you definitely want that third sword for if you can have it.
Yeah, and the fact that we are bidding Vitreous, we have silvers. I've missed where both bows were. Where we picked them. Oh no, we got the first one Thieves Town, gotten silver somewhere else. Yeah, so then like the Vitreous fight is not dangerous anymore. So we can just, provided you come in with enough arrows, it is not dangerous anymore. Another one of those underrated things to scrounge up for resources is like, oh yeah, I got silvers, you're fine, and then you go into the Vitreous with like 8 arrows, and you're just like, I'm sad now. First test as well. Thank you, Arya. Yeah, and then suddenly, like, you're like, whatever, like 15, 20-second fight, on Vitreous suddenly becomes like 50s to like 60 seconds, because now you're like spinning, with Master Sword or maybe Fighter Sword, depending on, what your equipment is, and you're not happy.
Yeah. No, I get that. Sometimes it's tough to have to suddenly track, like, oh, where are those 10 arrow chests? We've definitely like Flip and I have been bailed out a couple times by. I think there was one in particular where we were looking for Vidi arrows, and there were some in the Ice Palace spike chest, like right as he was coming through. So those are good. Those are some feel good moments.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
But
it's
it looks
so
like
great to just get yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting that divergence I was talking about. We're gonna see Hayfield Bay probably grab their sword and clear Vitreous, and then mirror right to Desert Palace.
Yeah,
Be my
certainly
guess.
really nice combo. Yeah, to be able to do this. Yeah, you always want to try and combine, if you can, Eastern Paw together, right, with the mirror, Mire Desert together with the mirror. Now that being said, it doesn't look like we have anything in Eastern today, so it's whatever. But it's definitely always going to be a little bit faster if you can combine the two. Now,
Yeah,
but I think for Mire Desert, it's not a big a deal. Like if you don't, yeah, probably like 15-ish seconds difference if you don't. But I mean, obviously he wants 2 seconds back.
Yeah, those yeah, you gotta weigh which 15 seconds you're willing to give up and which ones you're willing to hold off on.
Yeah, to basically sacrifice. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like as expected, very clean fight there from Airy. Hey, look, Murph, it's the fire rod. Who would have thought?
Yeah. I also I think we were talking while it happened, but I really liked the Mire 2 from the Cane Mire 2 from Hayfield. I don't know if they still have Spooky, but if they do, then that was really slick because you'd have to kick up dust before.
Oh yeah.
Although
I guess we'll see. We'll see.
I guess Spooky doesn't matter.
Hayfield.
You don't have Fire Rod.
Oh,
Yeah.
Telethar, yes. Ares Pilot, yes. Reminding us that we cannot have Spooky here in Mire.
Which I guess is a reason, but I think getting one of those swords is probably.
Oh, worth it? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, they have bump. Well, I guess maybe it depends on how comfortable you are, because people who have a lot of like comfort, with like sort of temper sword boost, etc. Right? Will have have a very comfortable fight. But and the thing, like if you're on Master Sword and bombos, like that does probably take a little bit more practice, just something to get used to. So if you're not maybe as familiar or comfortable with it, then yeah, maybe you would rather, as you said, right, give up the 10 to 15 seconds for Spooky, and then just take, in this case, like the extra temper sword. You can save some more time on Holster.
Yeah, exactly. What? It's a pendant.
Oh, it's a pendant. It's the green pendant. Oh, wow. We didn't even talk to Saha for that.
Considering how many pendants we've dipped, this is still going to be pretty fast seed.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that has to do with how little of the mountain we had to do.
How much did we do?
We went to Super Bunny Cave, and that was about it, right? And then
for a hammer, yeah.
Yeah, and then Airy, and then we did Super Bunny Hookshot Cave all in one go, and then Airy and Telethar grabbed the sword on Spec Rock Cave. And that was it. And then everything else we're going to do with, it looks like we're going to have all of our TR keys and all of our, I guess, stuff to kill Moldorm.
It's always really funny.
Have we seen our GT Big yet?
We have not seen our GT Big. That is very much still not lit up on the tracker. And it's not because Arya is sleeping. Yeah, it's always kind of funny to me because right now it's like, okay, yeah, like, all right, you gotta do these dungeons, and then, we're gonna go up to TR next, and you're just looking at your tracker, and you're just like, I have 1 TR small key. Where are TR keys like 2 and 3 and 4 and big key and and everything else that we need?
But yeah, divergences like this are make it tough for me to try and look at the other runner, because I guess you see 5 dungeons done on Ares side, and the fifth being completed on Hayfield Bay but they have different dungeons, and it's really hard to get a feel for who is in the lead right now. If I had to guess, I would say it's Airy and Telethar. Given that they're just going to, 2 of their dungeons remaining are just Mire and then Desert, which are really close to each other.
Yeah, I mean, Mothula isn't, I guess it's a short enough dungeon, but Mothula, probably estimate's gonna be maybe let's say 2.5 minutes. and then you still have my ice. Yeah. And those are, I think, on average like longer than like Mire and Desert together. So I think you're right. We have nice gold sword on Aries' side.
Yep. And there's our
Oh,
tier
hey,
big
look.
on Saha.
The big heated turtle. Oh, that's a bad turtle rock location. Aw. Again,
Yeah.
thank you for having the spoiler log.
Yeah. But I mean, all in all, this Mire, like having to do Mire is not that big of a deal because you have lamp, convenient lamp, you have convenient silvers. It's it's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Like this Mire, like despite us having, oh well, okay, we have blue mail now, but like despite us having, probably only like 6 hearts at this point, and certainly 3 or 4 at the very beginning for quite some time. Seed is actually pretty decent. Yeah,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, we got silvers, we now have gold sword, we had temper for a while, we got lamp, blue mail. Yeah, we should be okay. Now that being said, you probably still can't lose focus. We still need to finish the game. Ideally, without any more dust.
I mean, if you're the pilot, you can lose focus.
Okay,
You're
that's true.
good.
Yeah.
You're good. Your job is done. You can hang out in SG chat or TSR chat and just talk to us. No, but the runners have got the runners.
Yeah,
have got
exactly. Yeah. Actually, I think so. Apparently, in game 1 for Telthar and Aerie versus like Nobling Hayfield, it was like the item layouts, at least Telthar's path, was like in such a way where I think like Aerie's like final-ish item and getting something out of left side swamp, and then you just had like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 dungeons basically to go mode, and Telthar's, yeah, okay, all right, let me know when you've just like killed everything before we go back up the mountain and like finish the game.
Yeah, depending on like sometimes I'll put flip and go mode and go make a snack, or
Perfect.
Yeah.
How many pizzas?
How many pizzas?
Please bring. Mm-hmm.
I'm still only up to a half. I don't think I need
no.
to make it any more than that at a time, but
It was 8 dungeons.
Wait,
Telthar.
hold on. Hold on a second. Are you telling me that there were you set him up to do 8 dungeons in a row without any pilot intervention? That's the
Guess
dream.
they were all go mode. Yeah. Yeah, you could actually. I think. Yeah. Initially, there might have been like a couple double dip dungeons initially, or something. I mean, I don't quite remember. But yeah, basically, like most of the dungeons were all go mode, and then like all the stuff you needed was all the stuff remaining was just in Turtle Rock. So just like okay, and then you was do TR, and then we'll do Ganon, and then we're done.
Will we see? We're not going to see.
I highly doubt it.
We have 10 arrows.
We have 10 arrows. Yeah.
It's not happening. What?
Oh!
The fake out.
For how many times people have done this to me, you think I would catch on, and yet it's still like a oh.
Interesting use of the cape here. It's extra seconds after finishing the boss because you gotta wait for that magic to refill.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like overall it's probably nothing, but it's just yeah, we know.
I know.
Wow, even the runners are getting in here.
They're trying to defend themselves, Yeah, but I mean, like, even though Hayfield does have, and like Blue Mail and Tempered Sword, like it is still a safer fight. And even though he still does have 2 blue potions. Blue potions are like I would say like less,
How we use
less
either of those
panic
potions
button.
yet?
Yeah. We have not actually. Yeah. Yeah, but like maybe just in case he gets hit, maybe he just wants to play it a little bit safer.
Yeah.
Which again is fine. Probably the rule number 0 about being as a runner is to survive and
That's true,
to not
yeah.
die. So
All right, it looks like we're gonna see Aerie and Telethar up to the mountain, an entire Skull Woods ahead. It's just kind of goes to show you how much faster Mire and Desert were together.
yeah, and
but-
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no! It's just yeah. I mean, like you're right. Like 1 Skull Woods plus another mountain trip. Yeah, like it's it's definitely not significant. And then of course facing off against somebody like Aerie with an incredible NMG time, maybe the Gold Sword will confuse him enough to slow him down in the Gauntlet. So he just won't gain like 20 seconds on you, and in GT.
You know what's fun and interesting to think about is so we're presumably up on the mountain for our final time. and we only have one TR small.
One TR small key, yeah.
And no GT big.
Ooh, true. All right,
So-
how many small keys to this dungeon do you think we're gonna get? Do you think it's gonna be 2?
To TR?
Yeah,
mean
to TR.
Before we go in?
Yes, before we go in.
I think the fun answer is no more. I think the fun answer is having all of them in TR.
Okay. So again, if you are, if you have the spoiler log and you're playing this, then that's great because you know we're all doing, and you're just like, oh, haha, how funny. And then if you're a runner, you're just like, I'm supposed to come to TR with only 1 key, and the big key, like, extremely buried on the green pendant turn in.
Yeah, that's the not to call out Flip, but that's the moment where I tell him, okay, go flute, we're gonna go do TR, and then he'll not flute and be like, we only have like 1 TR small and stuff. And there's definitely, like, I wish I could complain more about that, but I think it's 50-50 on whether it's me forgetting or me being like, no, you need to trust me.
I always wondered because you're just like, on the one hand, right, like, you can't, like, you're the one telling the runner to do something, but the runner doesn't always listen to you,
Yeah.
That's definitely happened to me before, especially in the earlier days of piloting. It's just like, I'll tell them to open, like, chest, like, 1, 2, 4, and then they'll just open everything anyway, and then they're like, yeah, I heard you, don't worry. I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah, and I hate how the spoiler log is, like, I think it's Paradox Cave. It tells you...
Yeah, the middle is...
Yeah, the middle is, like, the last one or something, and so that definitely cost us some time in every scene. Not... That was frustrating. But yeah, in terms of, like, the runner miscommunication, we definitely saw a little bit of that on Aerie and Telethor's side in Hookshot Cave, where I think Aerie hookshot to what I would consider the 3rd chest, and then just kind of, like, sat there for a second before continuing. Those are always fun, especially when you can't hear what's going on, because you can hear in your head. Okay, there's 1.
Okay, all right. Okay, there's 1 key to this dungeon. Okay, it's more fun, by the way, to guess how many keys to this dungeon there are here versus blue balls. Just saying.
That's true.
Okay, so presumably we are gonna go steal the Poke Key from, like, right before the big key chest.
I think at this point we have to. There's not enough. Aerie's on Gold Sword also.
Yeah,
That's
well,
fun.
because he also got the Spike Chest Cave, the sword that Nobly and Hayfield got. Nice backup strat for Chomps because they never behave. Again, this is, Aerie has a incredible one, yeah, it's incredible. Former world records.
The backup strat being the pilot being, hey, we don't need this chest.
Yeah.
No.
It's okay. All right, just let him have his muscle memory, okay? It's pretty much just as fast. It's okay. We're just giving, and Nobly and Hayfield a little bit of time back.
Yeah. I'm just I'm just happy to see other people have these struggles as well.
Oh, dude,
It's
I
not
think
just
when
me, Flip.
I think when, like, people first start running chess, right? Look, we didn't go to Eastern today, but sometimes when you go, like, you're like, okay, Eastern, like, we just need the boss, and then, like, especially if you're still just less experienced, right? You still open up the compass chest, like,
always
on muscle memory, and you're just like, or even experienced ones, right? You're just like, oh, I didn't need this chest.
Another big one is the crystal roller chest, which we might actually need. This might be the key. The crystal roller chest right here, blind cell. Yeah, like all those fun ones were. Okay, that is our last key.
Nice key to this dungeon. Haha, good game.
I think that's fun. It's as a runner, you definitely, or sorry, as a pilot, you definitely like to see that.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure, because that's just one fewer thing you gotta get on your list, right? But it's like when you are playing any type of keys mode by yourself, without a spoiler log, it's just like, okay, you don't really usually plan to finish the dungeon when you're going with 1 key, and then suddenly you're just like, oh, I found 2 keys here. Like, I mean, it's a pretty aggressive move, to come in. I mean, unless you're kind of just looking for stuff, but yeah. You never expect to have 2 keys to this dungeon.
That is a very fair point. Yeah, if this were not a spoiler log, then I don't know. Like, would this be a last location?
TR big might be. I mean, like, I think eventually you have to run out of places to go, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I would hate to climb and plan to do TR with just 1 key.
Yeah, especially when you were already kind of in Dark Death Mountain to begin with, right, for the hammer, right? Like, you don't really want to go back over unless you know, have more intentions to try and clear up, because then you're gonna go PTR and have, like, nothing, you know?
Sorry, I'm reading chat. Telethar pointed out the last key, and I had to go look it up.
Where's
You
the
wanna
other
take-
key?
Do you want to take a
Oh,
guess?
oh, are we guessing? Okay, are we guessing?
You can
Okay,
guess, yeah.
purple chest?
No.
Okay, I was gonna ask you if it's hotter or colder, but I'm not sure what the answer will be.
I would call that lukewarm.
Luke? Oh no. Okay.
It's right there. Just go get it.
Yeah, just right there. Magic bat?
No, you're getting colder. I'll give you one more
Colder.
guess.
Okay, okay, let's see. Lukewarm, huh? So it involves maybe the... what's a place? Hobo?
Unfortunately not. Is Misery Mire Big Key Chest.
Oh my gosh, dude, no thanks.
I didn't know how to gauge temperature with like location versus inconvenience. But 49 minutes and we'll say 12 seconds, we're seeing Aerie and Telethar entering GT. Hayfield Bay, not too far behind, just about maybe half of a...
Yeah, like half a TR, yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe even like a third of a TR left. And look, it's the big key to this dungeon? Oh.
There is our big key. Another very convenient... I will say this. So right now we're using the... this is the regular 80 keys preset. And I'm not sure when you actually start looking for GT big key, because you probably look for boots beforehand. But if you were to see that GT big key was on the torch, my first thought would be, thank goodness we're getting boots this seed.
True. True. Yeah, but Flip also pointed out that boots, yes, are required. I mean, they were always required for you to have fun. And we did rush boots. Okay, that is, you know, that is like mantra number 1, you know, for pilots, is rush boots. Second one is remember pendants. Don't do pendant dungeons that you don't need to. Although this one, if you didn't remember all your pendants, you're probably okay, because we never stepped up into Eastern. We had to go into, you know, Swamp. We had to beat Swamp, and we had to go beat, you know, Mire. So
yeah, and you know, just as a fun thing for me, and this is for me. I'm sorry, chat, but this is for me.
it's okay. We're here for you.
Yeah, we got shields in Saha's hut, which I could definitely get Flip to get that one.
Okay.
But
okay.
I'd have to take Flip all the way to the Stalfos chest in the Eastern before being like, oh no, we don't have to be here. And then I'd have to take him all the way to GT Rando Room. That's not happening.
Oh my gosh, that is so far.
Yeah.
Is Flip now gonna just like, you know, like wait in front of Saha's hut in the future and be like, "Are you sure I need these chests? Which ones do I actually need?" And he won't actually open them.
I will say, for the most part, I do try and give the runners the exact chests that they need, which it hurts my chances of getting a mirror shield.
I will say, like try to get like the, you know, like the number of like the exact chests, like, you know, in Mini Moldrum, let's say, you know, you get like, you know, 1, 2, 5, or like in Paradox, you know, you get whatever, like the left chest and like, you know, the 4th chest upstairs or something like that. Like, you know, opening up all these extra chests, you know, every single chest open is like, let's say like 1.5 to 2 seconds, something like that, right? Maybe 3 if you have an extra text box or so, but like, you know, you open up 5 extra chests, you know, that's like 10-15 seconds.
Yeah.
Right, that you didn't need to. You know, what are you gonna need? What do you need another map to Ice Palace for? Right,
Yeah.
your pilot's the one who can tell you all that information. You don't need
That'd
that
be
stuff.
even like keys and maps are even worse in this mode.
Yeah. Like, you know, I mean, sometimes you can't help it. It's on the boss, but yeah, like you don't need those extra. That's time you don't need to waste.
We'll say Hayfield was about 2.5 minutes behind GT entry here. So
Okay.
just
I
a
believe in
race
Hayfield.
update.
Yeah,
Will we see a hover here? Looks like we will.
we are definitely gonna get some time save. Almost a time save.
Why did you jinx
yeah.
it? You know?
You're right. I should have looked at Hayfield's side.
You meant Hayfield.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, looks like we're only gonna get 1 attempt.
Ah, that's
That's
fine.
fair.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
Did you happen to see where half magic was in the log?
I did not. Let's see if I can beat Arya. to it. Oh, half magic is in the GT Compass room, so
Oh,
also
okay.
not
Yeah,
something to be getting.
that is not okay.
But it's like there was nothing I really needed it for. We had Bombos if we wanted to play it safe on Cold Stare, and we have Gold Sword or Tempered Sword for
Yeah.
for Trinex. So there's really nothing. And we have Silvers for Ganon. So I would say like there's really no reason that you'd be searching out half magic in the seed.
Yeah, certainly I think it was kind of like on the path. Just like in this case, Ares, Gold Sword was on the path, like
Yeah.
probably fine to go pick up. But yeah, in terms of necessity, we were pretty early to swords or to weapons. I'm trying to think if we had any like really aggressive fights that we had, or what any kind of like risky fights we had to go take. Cold Stare I think was okay because you had tempered. Maybe,
Yeah,
but I think
I mean,
other than that,
I don't think there was anything really. I think from a runner's perspective, this seemed like a pretty easy seed. We had, I mean, there were the early part of the seed had some like low hard moments, and then Ari opted to do a bomb escape, but outside of having like going down to one bomb and bomb escape, I don't think either runner has been very threatened this seed.
yeah, that's actually probably a good point.
Yeah, cape was free and required. So
yeah, that's right. Selfless basement, yeah, and then the something medallion was upstairs. That's right. Ari, I was like, did he get enough slashes? And then he has Gold Sword, and I'm like, okay, he has enough slashes.
Yep. Ganon, like, I will say this: Ganon is always dangerous in spoiler, just because you're always going with low health. Sometimes you have meal, sometimes you don't. And even though like everyone has Ganon down kind of to a pat, but sometimes it could be deceptively like it could
difficult.
Yeah, it can give you a false sense of security. Like I've definitely lost a race or died to Ganon at least because I didn't account for the fact that when he stomps he moves up, so I was standing above him like an idiot, and and you can just take a death there. But every hit from Ganon is so punishing. Get a big stretch from Ari.
That's right. Yeah, big victory stretch. GG's to Ari and Telethar. Very clean route. I mean, well played. Yeah, they get to move on with their 2-0 victory over Hayfield and Nobly. Worf, good luck.
Oh,
and Flip. Pilot spoiler is a team event.
Truth. I like how you gave me the luck first. Because
well, you're here.
Yeah. No, you just know that the real struggle is piloting.
Well, that's the only thing I really have experience with. And this one, I mean, this one was definitely a combination. I mean, like just like a lot of things, it's gonna be a combination. But like there were definitely differences where like for example, Hayfield, right? Nobly got him a sword before escape, and Ari did bomb escape. That might have been probably a little bit nicer. I see we're already potentially scheduling, for are you free Saturday next week, by the way, Worf? All right, Nobly, sorry, Hayfield, excuse me, it's dropping into Ganon. Just getting a couple minutes behind, and yeah, no real discernible difference in terms of weaponry output. Yeah, we have Tempered Sword, and I'm sure Hayfield will still get the 1-1.
Yeah, both these runners are very proficient at that. But they're actually missing the 1-on-1 there.
Oh yeah, unfortunate. Okay, and we'll get them with the cape, by the way. So that's
yeah. And we do have those two. Oh, I guess we only have 1 blue potion left, but.
Oh, I guess I didn't see when Hayfield ended up using it, but it's fine. Again, all right, we don't need 99 elixirs, to carry with us after the game is defeated. We can use them now. Don't worry, your save file won't have you used up the 99 elixirs, so you can still play it over and over if you want.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of, I guess what went wrong for Nobly and Hayfield in this seed. And I think Nobly has pointed out the mitt snafu, which is maybe like 30 seconds or so. But I'm just trying to think of like where else there could have been potential time saves here.
Well, we are joined by Ari and Telethar. GG's, guys.
GG.
UITY. GG's. GG
Nice.
comms.
Nice run. Yeah, nice run.
Probably.
GG's?
Oh, we have a potion. Okay.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
probably just wait a moment for them, but
Okay, that's also fine too.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just generally, you just lose time to Aerie just existing. So, like, it's not to be undercounted. Right? Like,
Ari's execution certainly was quite good. I mean, yeah,
I feel like people run the same route as him in NMG and then lose 8 minutes. So, like, like, there's time regardless of the route.
Yeah.
big GG's to Hayfield and Nobly. They also
Yo,
did cross the
GG's.
finish line. Hopefully we can get them also in here for a little chat. I mean, just like initial things go, Nobly got powder. Sorry, Hayfield got the powder and the heart container like on the way to Agina. So they did mini Moldorm into Dam, into Agina, and then you guys kind of waited, right? So I mean, like it's just like I think they got the safeties maybe a little bit earlier, and which is fine, but it's still not going to be as fast if you get it when you go to swamp, right?
Yeah. Well, if you get it when you go to swamp, but
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. True. At the end, then they went to potion shop, right, to go get potions. I mean, just like stuff like this, like gives them a little bit more safe, security. And versus you, that's also going to be, time difference. Okay, you're joined by Nobly. GG's.
Sure, GG.
GG's.
GG.
Hayfield had to leave off.
Okay.
I'll join him.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, it was a mental disadvantage for getting sick kid, so
Oof.
it was bad start there, but I think the early game was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Because when
Yeah.
we got to CAC, we got to activate Flute, go straight into Dark Wall.
Did you save quit Link's house, buy bombs?
No, we start always Link's house.
Oh, okay.
We should have scouted that. Maybe we could have saved seconds.
Their opening was 300 times better than yours.
Yeah, it's true. 1 rupee was rough. Yeah, but Telefar realized it really fast, so we didn't lose too much there. It was pretty okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big mistake was not getting the sword from Saha, I think. But other than that,
That was, in some part of my mind, we're combining that with pod, and that was not reasonable at all.
Yeah, I think we got the bombs, and I didn't scout the sword on Saha, because if I did, I would have told him to go there immediately.
oh, that makes
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
scouted the Flute instantly in Agina, so I told him to go buy bombs and go South Shore immediately.
yeah, same here.
And then I was like, oh wait, hey, there's stuff in Minimum Cave. Just grab that.
Yeah, I think that's better to do just with Flute and later. Like, just instead of doing mini Moldorm Cave and then walking to Agina, I think it's better to just Flute back to 7.
Yeah, but it was the glove there, I think.
So, yeah. I guess you could potentially save the Flute back to CAC.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
worth it then. Maybe. I don't know. It still takes a while to walk out of Mini Moldorm Cave and back to the dam.
Mm. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
But-
probably.
But yeah,
I mean,
get the Flute, kind of do your light world chores. It's pretty much the opening seed.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then it was me forgetting Mitt, and Hayfield was walking up towards like woods, and I was like, oh the Mitts are in Sickid. Because I told him to do Chicken Hut and Tavern, and then in my mind I said Sickid as well.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why we got the bottles, but I didn't say it out loud, so he went, and I said, then your next step is like, go get your bow and thieves down, death warp out, and then go Skullwoods, and he was walking towards the. He's like, I don't have a hammer. I don't have. Yeah, that's in Super Bunny Cave. And he's like, I don't have mitts. I was oh.
I mean, as a fellow pilot, I think we can say that's on Hayfield for not reading your mind there.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and that was like the mental start. And afterwards, I was thinking about. I didn't see the worth of getting the Temper Sword in Spec Rock because we were gonna get the Tempered in Mire, and Hayfield has been practicing the Zero Cycle Argus, but like he doesn't feel comfortable doing it race-wise because he's practicing vanilla presets. So
that was actually something that I was talking to Clearmouse a lot during the race, was because the Mire sword was relatively free. And like if I had to pick 3 of the 4, it's either skipping the Saha sword or the Spec Rock sword. So like I think there was some potential for time save if you did on Untempered, but you also have to think about what did you do between Master and Tempered sword, and I think it's just Argus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you wanted to do spooky, then you would have to do ice, but
or have a bomb.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's more of a joke.
Well, yeah. Telethor does
Yeah.
spooky, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, basically it probably is better to just skip the Spec Rock sword, but you are committing to doing non-spooky Mire, which is 10 seconds, which is surely less than a Spec Rock sword, so it's fine. It's just
Yeah, plus Swamp.
I was just about to say, if you're airy, then obviously getting that Tempered is faster, but yeah.
I mean, it's probably not faster, but it's comfy.
Yeah. I guess I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I guess the other concern was potentially like not knowing when you're going, like if you're going into Mire, when you're going to Mire. You know, when you decide to go get those swords, it gives your pilot some time to sift through. Like, I think the first thing I mentioned in the seed was, like, what better feeling for a pilot than to tell your runners the first thing is to go walk to Agina. Like, it gives you a free 90 seconds to just...
Looking back at it, if I was a bit smarter, I would have done Pod into getting the mirror, then do Thieves down into Bumper Cave, and then do Bonk Rocks. But since I'm a ding-dong, I told him to go Swamp because I was like, hey, we can go Mire after this. And then I was realizing, well, it's sort of slow to just go Mire without the Desert Big as well. I was like, And then I was like, yeah, but if I do Mire first, then I can just flute back and just dash up. Like, I don't think it's too bad to split Mire and Desert, but then I was overthinking it and I was like, just go Thieves down and screw it.
Yeah.
So,
I think that it's faster what we ended up doing, which is getting Catfish from the north, and just doing Bonk Rocks as a one-off. But
well, yeah. Well, I was
sure.
thinking, because what I initially was thinking was after Swamp, go beat Mire, go beat Ice, then do Thieves down into Bumper into Skull. But then I ended up swapping it because of the Desert Big. But I don't see like how much you lose on fluting back
Bumper
to
to Skull isn't really that valuable compared to like most. Like I'm pretty sure that Mire Desert combo is better than Thieves Bumper Skull, as opposed to just doing Skull as the one-off.
Yeah, especially with flute mitts, it's so fast to get back to Skull. Like running from Bumper to Skull is still free screen transitions. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, going from like it's similar time to go from flute to Skull it is to go from...
I always feel like it's so slow dashing around in Mire to get up to the boss area.
You mean to go from Mire to Skull? Or Mire to Desert?
No.
It's
that bad.
not that bad. You can go fire the right side. Like, I did the dash line this run. Maybe worth checking.
Yeah.
It's really fast.
Yeah. And yeah, I think there was something else that was a bit of a mess, but I can't remember exactly what. It was a small fiesta somewhere. But yeah, Havel's getting more comfortable being a runner, so
Yeah.
That's
Solid.
nice.
Solid run from you guys.
yeah.
Yeah, especially
routing wise,
first seed looked like he played really well.
yeah. Routing wise, I think we're doing pretty good. So it's just Hayfield needs to get into those, like when there's those positions where like, oh, I'm going here, and like putting all the pieces together instead, like just go there, do it. So there's definitely. Oh yeah, it was Skullwoods. Cause I told him to drop down left, and he's like, "What?" And then yeah, he didn't understand where to go at that point, but we got through it in the end. But yeah, it's improvements. Like we got top 16, we're pretty happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Made it through the groups. I think you were part of the tiebreaker one, right?
Yeah.
And you snuck in? Yeah, yeah. that's fine.
Yeah, we were ahead in game 1 versus So and them, but I ruined Hayfield during the Ganon fight, unfortunately. Because I told him, yeah, you have cape, you can just secure 1-1, and then he turns on cape and like everything went blank.
Oh.
And after that, I'm like, I'm not suggesting any strategies anymore. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've learned. I just don't talk to Flip during high pressure situations. I just make a note and I get back to him afterwards.
And
Yeah.
Telefar can always talk to me,
Okay.
unless
I
I explicitly tell him not to. Doesn't happen that often.
I wait during hovers.
Usually I'm the one talking during hover.
Yeah, but I usually don't respond.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy because we had one race in the group stage versus Zelda, and we were ahead of Zelda, but Hayfield was piloting now, I was running, and we were ahead, and then Zelda went for my mental and opened that unrequired chest that has Desert Big, and Hayfield is pretty new to spoiler, so I was like, Hayfield, is that required? What? Did I miss it? No! And then I was walking around in pod like a headless chicken and lost like 45 seconds just in pod.
Oh
That's cosmic, Brian.
Yeah, so I was like, and then Zelda apologized after, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have opened that chest. I was like, yeah, it's fine.
no.
So
Okay,
you-
this
that's-
is great. Yeah, this is great insider knowledge. Potentially.
Yeah,
if we have
that's what you
Zelda.
get when you watch your opponent play at the same time, more than your own play, you know?
This is what we did to Jem, and he was the one actually just watching everybody by grabbing the book.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that in chat as well, like, oh, they need mirror, huh? Wait.
It's like, yeah, we sure do.
Yeah.
We just grabbed the book to be safe, just in case.
Oh yeah, I already spotted that the book wasn't unrequired, so
Yeah.
that's because of our early route to Agena. I had so much time, so
Mhm.
So
everything was
nice.
quite. Yeah, except that we missed out on the mids. So yeah, solid games. Hopefully you get more puzzled games, cause these two games were quite. Yeah, I mean there was pendants, but not too much. Scary fights, not too much things that
didn't
could
really-
happen.
You didn't really double dip anything, and it was a pretty runner friendly seed, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Like some of my early boots, early-ish tempered. Like all the scary bosses, we had either silvers or tempered, so it was nice. The only potentially scary thing was like 4-heart Helma for me. But even that is fine.
Oh, I think Keflu was on 5.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got the one in flooded, the flooded treasure.
Yeah, because I know Hayfield, and he performs better when he has an extra heart early game. So, like,
Yeah.
we were passing it. I'm like, yeah, we can take that time loss now, or we can just skip it. But like,
Yeah, we tried. To
I know
get
that.
it with Swamp, and then we didn't.
I was too wide. My link sprite was too big, so I just barged into the warp. And I was like, well, we need to save and quit out of because Swamp is a pendant. So I was like, okay, fine. I don't want to lose 20 seconds grabbing one heart.
Yeah.
It ended up being fine.
Yeah, that's also why we bought those 2 early potions, because I know as long as Hayfield has his safeties, he's always like, he's fearless. He just goes wherever I tell him. So, but it wasn't too much danger anyway. And if he, like, I knew we were gonna be like shortly behind early on. So, like, if you had a very oops and then got hit a bit and took a bad death, then we would have the safeties to come back. So, yeah, overall, pretty fun. I enjoyed Pilot Spoiler, and I do hope that these tournaments come back every year. So,
Yeah,
it's definitely a great tournament. Anything that you can do together with a friend is just better.
And of course, I'm just gonna say it now. You guys win the tournament, so we can say we lose to the tournament winner. Like, yeah, I have confidence, you know.
I'm right. I'm right here.
I'm sorry, Verf, but you didn't get Mirror Shield for Flip Heal every game, so
no. I had my one opportunity with 2 shields in Mini Moldorm and 1 in Paradox or something, and I missed it. And I am ashamed.
Well, good luck onwards, and I'll be sure to keep track on who's going where. So,
All right, are we good to wrap up?
yeah, thanks for the restream and
Thank you.
commentators.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun listening to it.
Thanks for running.
All right, thank you to our runners, our commentators, and our tracker. I put the links in the chat. Please give everyone a follow. Coming up on ZSR, the main channel, in just 13 minutes, we have a link to the past, all dungeons RMG monthly race happening. So that's going to be fun. And at 5 p.m. Eastern tonight, we have another pilot spoiler match, quarterfinals between the spoilers and past the Picanha. And yeah, right now we're going to go raid ZSR 3. They've got an Ocarina of Time weekly race happening in preparation for their Season 8 tournament. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful time and have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!